felt it.
Not now.
I was
All right, go
moving.
give him the football.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
We're
Did
live.
you guys try the cereal?
No.
Do you need kips?
Man, how can that be in your house for that long and you don't even
We
give it
got
shot?
a whole box of cookies, man. We got a lot of stuff to work through.
Yeah, I could go through that box of cookies in 2 nights.
I'm doing one cookie a day. They're big.
Yeah, but that's like a snack or something. The cereal's for breakfast.
Now we're getting to the dregs. I got like the red velvet cookie and
Is Danielle getting to have any of this?
yeah, she split one of the cookies with me.
We got 12. She split one. I gave her half of one.
Oh boy. Well, we are live, but we're waiting for Mom Brain to take care of the cat.
I made the...
Can you speak up, sir?
No, I can't. I'm as loud as I can be. I made the pizza slop.
How was it?
It's very good.
Easy too, right?
Very easy. And it's also very easy to just eat a lot of it.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're going live. All right, we're starting
We
the
are having a conversation.
We're starting the show. Go Nintendo Podcast, Webisode 784, the Kamo-O Podcast. The Go Nintendo Podcast is a part of the Greenlit Podcast Network at greenlitpodcast.com. Mom Brain, can you tell us about Kamo-O, please? Kamo-O.
Kamo-O. No, it's Kamo-O. It clatters its tail scales to unnerve opponents. It clatters its tail scales to unnerve opponents. Right? That just sounds like real.
All right.
Okay. This Pokemon will battle only those who stand steadfast in the face of this display. It's like a game of chicken. They're 5 feet tall, 172 pounds. They're male and female. Their category is scaly, and their abilities are soundproof and bulletproof.
Speaking of game of chicken, the Splatoon 2 Splatfest Chicken versus Egg is going on right now. It is the redo of Chicken versus Egg. Who won the first time? Hell if I remember, but they're doing it again. So if you were on, that's not what I want. So if you were on the other team,
So a redo or a rematch?
a rematch. Yes, I guess it's a rematch. They're not redoing it, but they are. It is a rematch. Yes, correct terms. Thank you, Nikki Hill, #1 Splatoon 2 fan.
Wow.
Yes, it is Chicken versus Egg. You got until what is it? Later tonight, I think, and then it's over. 48 hours, something like that. Started yesterday. I don't know. Hello, Nico Darunia and Doom Eternal and Roth and Robot Face and GWX and Malik Halo and Hiley and Tom and Kirby and I heard a rumor of someone being in here. Hello, Shillelagh and Freddie Fro and Dre Gamer and Joe is cool, but I don't see them, and I was thinking that they would have no idea how to make this. Oh wait, Lube is here. Lube is in the chat.
No.
Yeah, he was like 10 minutes ago. He's there. Hello, Guy Bones and Joe. Did I say hello to Joe? Lube is here. There you go. Lube and Kirby.
Well, get ready. It's gonna break.
Kirby says Lube sent me a friend request. He sent me a friend request as well.
Wow.
I guess we have to prove that we're actually friends with Lube.
After 30 years, there was never an
Hello,
official-
Freddie Fro's mom.
I'm sorry, what was that, Nikki Hill? After 30 years, what? Oh, I guess it's time for tea.
Tea time somewhere. But if you got it.
Nikki Hill, what did you say? After 30 years, what?
After 30 years, there was never a formal request. That's crazy.
Well, it's here now. There has to be a way to make you louder. I swear to God, you've gotten quieter in these last few weeks.
Is it my phone?
Is your phone volume up?
It's all the way up.
Is this thing on?
You know, you also have the phone up to a microphone that goes into a switcher that has, or like a mixer that has volume control.
Now you're making me tempted to try it on the fly. I don't know if we should. Which one even is this? I don't
Whatever.
even
Do you want me to yell? Is this better?
Oh, that's great.
Your words
actually.
are as empty as your soul.
Yeah, you know what? Next week we'll try that.
There's police outside my house because I've been screaming.
Hey, what happened?
We'll try that next week. I'll up the volume on yours because I don't want to mess with it right now. I don't know which one it is.
My eyes have been burning for like the last 3 days. I think my allergies are like all. I don't know what's out there right now that I'm allergic to, but
Bugs. Corona. Yes, you're.
Is that a symptom of the Rona?
Burning eyes.
Burning eyes. I gotta fill out. I have so much anxiety right now about filling out the symptom thing that I have to do before I go to work every day, starting next week. It's like all of these different symptoms, and like I don't know, maybe I have one or two of them, but like how do I? Like, do I say like, yeah, I had it, but I don't think I have corona? You know, like there's a. It's me. I feel so nervous about it.
It's all about symptoms for right now.
Tracing.
Not
All right, Nikki Hill, we're gonna try this on the fly. I think I figured out which one you are. Talk to me, baby.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Oh, come on. Oh, it does look better. Talk to me again.
This is me whispering, though. How does it sound?
Oh, yes, that's much better. Okay,
Instead of yelling like David Lynch in Twin Peaks, I'll just whisper like, one of those stick your credit card number in the hole people.
Hello, Gecko Kitsune and Anastasia Beaverhazen and Kurt Dog. Well, there we go, Nikki Hill. We fixed it. Your levels look just as good as mine. Me, the star of the show.
Does my voice sound sultry and breathy?
Just do me a favor and don't yell because you'll probably blow everything out. This is a temporary fix, but it looks good. Hi, Mom Brain. How are you?
I have to whisper.
Hi, I'm okay. My eyes are a little itchy, burny, but
Hello, Nikki Hill. How are you today? Hello, Wolfric Chaser.
I'm okay. I'm a little hoarse today.
You know, this guy. I go out of my way. I go through extraordinary lengths.
What? I was whispering. You told me it was great.
You can talk at a normal. You can talk at a normal volume. Hello, Rudy Duty. How are you?
I bet not.
Thank you very much, Rudy Duty. And of course, the one and only Josh Grobot. How are you, my friend?
I'm feeling so great. Thanks for asking.
Well, I'm glad to hear that you're feeling great, Josh. That makes my day. I like when you're feeling good.
Hey, Josh, what's making you feel great?
We'll just have to wait and see.
I have a feeling he's not going to tell us.
A big hello to my fans.
Hello, Josh's fans, always. Thank you, Wolfric Chaser. All right. What was I going to say?
Dear.
All right. Just a little note before we get into news. I don't have a lot of extra stuff to talk about today, but I will let you know. I believe I talked about this a little bit last week, but I'll go over the full details. If you can't get enough Raw Meat Cowboy, you can find me on other places on the internet because now I'm officially writing for 2 other places. I'm writing for GameDaily.biz. If you're interested in the business side of gaming, you can head over there. I will be writing over there sporadically. I've done, 8 articles or so over there, so you can head over there and check that out if you would like. And then there's a brand new announcement. Can I get a drum roll, please, Mom Brain? Nope, she's typing about cats.
No.
You know, on Stern doesn't have to say, hey, Fred, could you play this for me?
And Fred has one job to do.
I am now writing for the official Turtle Beach blog. So if you wanna, the Turtle Beach does headsets and all that stuff, but they also have a regular gaming blog that has a feature a day. And I could be wrong about this, but I think I'm the only writer over there. I think I'm handling all the articles. So
Did you know you can get? Thank you, Mariah. Did you know you can get turtles for free at turtlebeach.com?
I did have a discussion with Turtle Beach people saying that, oddly enough, there's no discussion of turtles or beaches on that blog. So I'm going to do my best to fit that in somewhere. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I also went purposefully to sneak in a wrestling reference in one of my articles. and I didn't see if they took it out or not. So I'm going to do that right now. I wrote an article about Fall Guys, and I put in a John Cena reference. Let's see if they kept
The force
it.
is strong with this one.
Yes. Oh my God, they kept it. They didn't even change it at all.
Wasn't there? What was the Wasn't there a game at the arcade where like it was a helmet and it was like a war game?
Yes, it was Beachhead, I believe. Give me Beachhead till I'm beach dead. Yeah, it was something
I
about a
thought it
beach.
had something to do with Turtle Beach or something because I remember laughing and being like, "This has nothing to do with being at the beach or turtles." It was something beach.
Yeah, it was like I don't know, beach war, beachhead, beachfront, something. It was like a big yellow helmet you stuck your face in and like you swiveled back and forth while standing up. Yes, I vividly remember that.
Lube says Turtle Beach was the name.
I wonder if they're tied together. There's a game you can talk about at the turtlebeach.com website.
So also for Turtle Beach, one of the features I write every week is turned into a video. So what I write is the script for the video, and this week it was the Fall Guys article, which means I haven't watched it yet. But if you go to the Turtle Beach YouTube channel and watch their Fall Guys video, you should hear a guy talk about John Cena. I wonder if they left that in. That's great.
Do you do any articles like top 10 things to do with your Turtle Beach headphones?
Hi, PC. No, I haven't done that yet. I'm not in on the pitch sessions. I could be if I wanted to, but I don't want to be. Just tell me what to write and I'll write it. So I've written about Call of Duty. I've written about Fall Guys. I've written about...
They give you the topics?
Yes, they have a pitch session over the phone, and they figure out what they're going to do, and then I get assigned it. And I could be in on that if I want, but I really don't want to be. I'm doing other work for GoNintendo. Always comes first. I write these articles late at night, so I'm doing GoNintendo when they're doing phone calls. But this week, I know I'll be writing about Fortnite. I'll also be writing about the DC games that get announced this week. I know Gotham Knights or whatever was announced today officially. And I forget what else I'm doing. But yeah, just, I don't know, do a Google search for Turtle Beach blog, and it'll be the first link. And if you want to see what I'm writing about over there, go right ahead. I'll be writing about not just Nintendo all the time, although I have written about Nintendo. All right, that's that. Mom Brain.
Yes, dear.
Can you take us into news, please?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mom Brain. Is it true while the John Cena character is in your face, John Cena in real life is the nicest guy on the planet? Is his character in your face? I don't know that his character is in your face. I think his character is a face, but I don't think he maybe gets in the face of bad guys, of the heels.
At the time, I can't see him.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, there it is. I as far as I know I know about wrestling. Yeah, I would say he's not in your face. Like, unless you're a bad guy, then
Well,
he
I
gets
mean,
in your
for a
face.
while, like Vince was shoving him down our throats.
But yeah, he's not in your face, like mean or anything. Only to the bad guys, the people who deserve it. But in real life, I don't know him, but from what I have read about him in real life, he seems to be an absolutely wonderful person. Yes, he seems to be.
He does a lot of Make-A-Wish work.
Lots of charity stuff. Lots of just a very personable, friendly person. And also, I want to point out that he's Lube's favorite wrestler. I just want to get that out there.
That's right. No matter what, you know what? If the Lube in the chat says anything bad, we'll know he's been hacked. It's not the real Lube.
He's being modest. There was an Indie World presentation this week, which we will get into. But first off, we're starting with another Pokemon Go attack story. I had to double check to make sure this wasn't just a rewording of the story we did last week, but it is not. A Pokemon Go player was arrested for punching another Pokemon Go player in the face.
Fatality.
Repeatedly. Nothing makes me laugh more than a good soundboard clip. Right, the timing, and it's good. You're good, Mom Brain. A 35-year-old Pokemon Go player in Japan was arrested for punching another Pokemon Go player in the face. So this 35-year-old, Mom Brain, you'll probably be like, yeah, I understand how this guy felt. This guy was walking down the street. He's playing Pokemon Go, and as he's trying to make his way through the street, he's like, look at this asshole. and he saw a car that was parked crappily. And he's like, these damn people and their bad parking jobs. So he looked at the car to get some information, and he noticed someone was in the car, and that person was playing Pokemon Go. This guy was so upset by the sloppy parking job that he kicked the car. You're an asshole, Comanche. He kicked the car, which obviously the owner of the car got out. And the guy that was upset about the parking job rushed this guy and punched him in the face multiple times. Thankfully, the man that was punched multiple times got a hold of the situation and somehow got the man to the cops, or brought the cops to the man. And he was arrested, obviously, for punching this man in the face repeatedly.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Well, go ahead and finish your story first, but I don't want to. I want to ask a question.
All I was going to say is, thankfully, it doesn't seem the man that was punched in the face had sustained any long-lasting damage, but obviously a little banged up. Yes, Nikki Hill.
Well, because they're both gamers.
What does that mean? He's got to go.
There weren't a lot of hard hits.
Come on.
Just kidding. If they punched with their
I just
thumbs,
wonder what
maybe, you know?
Gabby's up to.
Anyway,
That gamer muscle in between the thumb and the index finger, it's nasty stuff.
he flicks, you know how you flick your thumb? Puts it sideways and flicks the guy in the side of the head, and he goes flying across the parking lot.
Wingo. Bow. You better watch out. I got a giant gamer muscle.
So
My mom says it's real strong.
where did this first person kick the car? In the tire? Did they dent the car?
Kick the tires and light the fires. It doesn't say where he kicked it. I'm gonna guess the door, probably.
Yeah, well, that's a jerk move.
I am impressed.
That doesn't solve anything. If the person parked incorrectly, you say, excuse me, sir, please move your car.
Look,
you don't just go kicking cars.
I will judge someone silently and maybe even out loud for a bad parking job, but I would never...
To their face?
No, I wouldn't do it to their face. And I would never confront someone about a crummy parking job unless they were somehow blocking a handicapped spot, or doing something that is really wrong or going to hurt somebody. If they're, parking like a D-bag and, they're preventing someone who needs the handicapped spot from parking there. That's like when people use the handicap stalls in bathrooms when there's a line and stuff, but you really shouldn't, because what if someone comes in who really needs that handicap stall? They should be able to access it.
Highly and Tom says, did they have...
about that is they should be making the regular stalls a little bit larger.
Highly and Tom says, did they have steel-toed boots? That would make a big difference, especially for the car door as well. I do not have that information.
But my other question and issue with this is, why did they not battle it out on the Pokemon field?
The guy was just too enraged. Maybe he knows that he's not a good enough trainer to take this guy down in Pokemon Go, but he knows how to kick a door or two, so he went that route. I don't know Doom Eternal. Doom Eternal wants to know if he has soccer cleats. I do not know the footwear.
There's no way he had soccer cleats. If he had soccer cleats, he'd be slipping his way down the street. You can't walk on those.
I do not know the footwear of this man. This boy will break, says player 1 used dynamic punch. It's super effective at getting himself thrown in jail.
Did you see what Kirby said?
I did not. Kirby says, oh, well, it's not there. Kirby says, it's like I always say, if you can't park competently, you can Pokemon go to hell. Well, there you go.
He does always say that.
He does. That's one thing Kirby says. The two things Kirby always says is Pokemon go to hell and I farted in the car. That's what he said.
He definitely was the one that farted in the car. I mean,
if he farted in the car and that caused the driver to park incorrectly, then that driver could just go to...
I gotta get out of here!
Listen, this guy's fart was so bad that I couldn't see straight to park my car. Amazon UK has added and then removed a placeholder page for The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword on Switch. So as you know, that game came out on the Wii originally, and Amazon UK, for whatever reason, put up a listing saying that a Switch version was coming. It didn't have any specific details. We didn't know price or mechanics that were going to change or anything like that. Just a very generic listing. But it was removed. So was it a mistake? Or let's say, was it completely wrong to begin with? Did they accidentally post it early?
That is not correct.
Who knows? What I can tell you is, since then, another retailer has added a listing for Skyward Sword on Switch. So I don't know if that retailer is piggybacking off of what Amazon UK did, or if they also have some sort of information that indicated that that needed to be added to their database. So I honestly don't know. I've said a few times now, if there's going to be a platform for Skyward Sword to make a return, Switch would be a good one, because it has most of the capabilities of the Wii, not exactly the same, but a good majority, and then they could fudge some other stuff in there. So if there were ever a time to do it, this would be it. And I know a lot of people are like, I want Skyward Sword without the motion controls. So maybe this will be your chance to get that if it comes to Switch, because if you're playing portable, obviously you can't play with motion controls, at least not all of them. Javer says, I actually really liked Skyward Sword and thought some of the bosses and dungeons were some of the best in the series. It just had some really dumb backtracking and segmenting of areas. I'd be super excited to play it again if it comes to Switch. Skyward Sword, I believe, is my favorite Zelda. I really love that Zelda. Breath of the Wild is way up there, and Breath of the Wild, I would say it's a better Zelda game overall, and is more innovative for the Zelda franchise overall. But me personally, I just really love Skyward Sword. I love the look of that game. I think the soundtrack is phenomenal. I loved the design of the areas, and I really liked how they implemented motion controls.
Big fan of Zant.
Well, Mom Brain.
I mean,
that's Twilight Princess. You fake Zelda fan.
I mean, you know,
Girahim is who you're trying to think of.
Girahim.
Man, that's embarrassing. Would you like to? I thought you're a hardcore gamer. Josh?
I am a hardcore gamer.
Josh, is she a hardcore gamer? Thanks, Josh.
That was a really great story.
Josh, is Mom Brain a hardcore gamer?
Sure, whatever.
Oh, he's not sold. He's not sold on the idea.
Doesn't anyone care what I think?
Josh, what do you think about Skyward Sword potentially coming to Switch?
I'm a hardcore gamer.
Thanks, Josh. I appreciate it. Nikki Hill, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to go back to this Pokemon Go story.
Of course you did. Go right ahead.
Because I got confused with he did this and he did that and he did this and he did that. The driver of the car got punched in the face.
Yes.
And then got control of the situation.
Yes.
Called the cops.
Yes.
I was thinking how funny it would be if the car was a cop car and the guy walking down the street kicked a cop car. The other thing that's,
citizen's arrest
that I have an issue with is I really like the idea of like people coming together when they play games. And so if I'm walking down the street playing Pokemon Go and I see somebody else playing Pokemon Go, I wouldn't just assault them or like kick their car, you know? Okay. I don't know. I feel I'm a little concerned for the person, the kicker in this situation, and I hope they get to work out their anger issues or whatever, because they need more love. Your average person isn't going to go up to somebody's car and kick it, especially while they're in it, because of a bad parking job. We've all gotten upset about bad parking jobs. They've led to situations where it makes things rougher for us, trying to potentially squeeze in a spot, or you can't find a spot. But yeah, kicking the car is not the way. Like, oh, look at this bozo parking like a big old jerk. Oh, wait, he's playing Pokemon Go. Hey, man, how you doing?
You know what
Pokemon Go too. Not like I'm gonna rage out on your
face.
Your hot rod.
Rage all over your face.
Or you could, tap on the window and be like, excuse me, your car's kind of in the way. Could you adjust it? Thank you. That's it.
You know what I will confront? I will confront someone who doesn't put their cart back in the cart corral.
Will you, though? Because we've been in situations where you didn't, and I put the cart back. Mm-hmm.
I don't do it in front of you.
You're enabling them raw meat.
I don't do it in front of Raw Meat because anytime I get a little bit agitated, he gets like, now we're not doing this. Now we're just going to relax. Now we're
Nikki
now.
Hill, if they are in their car and driving away, that means the cart is staying there. Somebody's got to do it. I don't want the poor guy who's got to push carts around to go out of his way to do this.
Their car and then go see.
Yeah, I think that might get me in trouble.
Or you lasso, you throw out a lasso and tie it to the cart so they end up dragging it.
Oh my God, that's great. I'm gonna have to learn how to lasso things. Lasso.
How cool would that be?
Moving on.
Also,
nope.
if we're talking about things that get us upset,
We're not.
I've been going to the park. I have to say it quietly so my dog doesn't hear it.
Going to the park makes me so mad.
And people are riding their bicycles, and they've been like twice now. They've ridden up behind me and zipped past me on my left, and like usually they say from a distance like on your left so you get a heads up.
Etiquette
So
calls for
you don't
that.
hear a bicycle, and I have a dog who like I'm always checking my surroundings, and but I let her kind of roam from left to right a little bit. She kind of wanders and whatever, and yeah, I've had 2 close calls of people zipping past me, and I didn't say anything because I got flustered and I didn't really like understand what I just experienced. That sounds so dramatic, but
Did I really just experience someone riding around me on a bike?
no, but they're not riding around me. They're like nearly clipping me
Oh,
or
boy.
my dog.
Is the
That
dog
was
on a
like-
leash?
I can't take. Have you not been listening?
What?
No, talking to Mom Brain.
Why? Yeah,
She-
she's on a leash.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as she's on a leash, people should like I get irritated when people have their animals not leashed like on the trails and stuff. And like I get it that like you trust your dog and they're friendly, but like I don't know that. And I don't like it when people let their animals off leash.
Well,
So I might be a little
Yeah, but,
passive
like,
aggressive.
One of the times, the dog was actually fine. I drifted a little bit walking. I just kind of like drifted to my side, and this guy almost hit me. And I was like, just call it out next. Like, just say something. Hey,
May-
on your left. That's what
Yeah.
everybody
maybe they do when you're on your phone.
If whether I'm on my phone or not, I would hear them.
Maybe
No.
they did. Maybe they did, and you didn't hear them.
No, they didn't.
What if they barked it to your dog?
There were no sounds. That's why I'm talking about they came up silently behind me.
Oh man, dog whistle. All right, moving on from old people grouchiness to Uden Chronicle, which has been on Kickstarter for a while. I think it's got another 6 days left, and the developers have said if Switch is the latest platform when this game is ready to go, then we'll put it out on Switch. But if Nintendo's got another platform ready to go or coming out soon, then we'll put it on there. And why is the cat's tail wet? Ew.
It was probably up here on the table.
So they've been
Look at his nose.
their Kickstarter has been going really well. No, you can't do that. Show them over there.
Here.
The Kickstarter's been going really well, and they actually hit a milestone that's never been hit before. They accrued, as of what was this, August 17th, they accrued over 3 million in crowdfunding, which makes for the quote most backed project by Japanese people ever. So the Japanese audience is really into this game, and they've been pouring a whole bunch of cash into it and helped it reach a brand new level. So there's still, I don't know.
It's working.
They've been revealing new characters and doing interviews with developers and all that. But as of this posting, the Kickstarter had hit 24 stretch goals. So that shows that's another example of just how good this Kickstarter is doing. Time is not up yet. You can still get your money in there if you want. Sokar says, it's just odd that the game uses the exact graphics like Octopath besides some changes, and it's getting hyped like crazy. I mean, just look at the screenshot there, and it shows it's an Octopath ripoff. Well, it's a spiritual successor to whatever the hell. I don't remember the name of the game. So I think that's why people are getting hyped by it. But yes, it does have a look that is at least somewhat similar to Octopath. I would agree with that. We have a new video review from the wonderful Annie Austin. He did a review for Missile Command Recharged because he did a video Looked at the most recent Atari collection. I forget how many games is in that, like 150 or something. And he went through and rated all of them, and he really liked Missile Command. So I thought I would be nice and give him Missile Command Recharged to review, because usually I torture him with review codes for like Goosebumps and things like that. But his most recent one is Missile Command.
But didn't he like the Goosebumps one?
He didn't hate it. I believe he gave it a 1 out of 2. I could be wrong. His score scale is out of 2. You got 0, 1, or 2. And he told me that his latest review will be done today, which we will share on our YouTube channel on Monday. But you can check out the Any Austin YouTube channel and watch it there today if it goes live.
He's funny, charming, talented, and he can see into the future.
His the game he's reviewing next, I was really excited to see him review the Goosebumps game, but this is way above and beyond that in excitement. I'm going to text him right now and see if he's going to be able to get that review up today. I know he's got work and all that. But yes, if you haven't checked out his video reviews, please do that, either on his YouTube channel or our YouTube channel. They're the same video reviews. I'm just supplying the codes, but he does such a wonderful job. I really don't feel like there's anybody else on the internet like him, at least in the game space. He's doing some really unique, funny, weird stuff. If you're a fan of Tim and Eric, you'll probably like what he does. I'm going to say, is that review going to go live today? I'm talking about you on the podcast. And I will let you know what he says.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you? Totodile says Big Time Ding Dong XL vibes. Same div, so guess it makes sense. Ding Dong XL is
I got me a big time ding dong.
Ding Dong XL is a game on the Switch, and they
lock the door and turn the lights down low.
They also worked on Missile Command Recharge, so that is a sentence, while sounding funny, actually makes perfect sense.
Anastasia Beaverhausen says to tell Austin hello.
There you go. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 Collector's Edition.
And then Anastasia Beaverhausen says eggplant.
Okay. Has a listing for the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild let me try this again. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 Collector's Edition has appeared on a European retailer, and once again, it has no information tied to it, so we don't know release date, we don't know details or anything like that. It just says that it's 82 euros. Again, does this actually mean that the game is getting a collector's edition? We don't know. What makes a retailer out of nowhere add in something like a collector's edition? We don't know. But at last check, the listing was still live, so they got some sort of information that pointed to that listing needing to go live on their site. So we'll find out. I would imagine since Breath of the Wild got a collector's edition, whatever it was called, that the sequel would do so as well. Considering how Breath of the Wild has been the biggest Zelda game ever, it would make sense to do a collector's edition for the sequel as well. Sonic Guy 00 says, yeah, no matter when they say a release date, I'm convinced it will be delayed a couple times based on Nintendo's recent history. Still super excited though. We don't have any release date. There's never been a release date tied to the game. So anything you've heard is just retailer speculation or speculation in general. Nintendo has never stated even a release year for the game, and Nintendo's official listings say TBA for the release date. Mom Brain, gonna have to ask you to point that at your face when you talk to it. There you go. Great job.
Is this appropriate?
It is.
Be awesome. Nah. Doesn't work.
That's what TBA stands for.
Yeah.
Moving on. Nintendo, as I guessed in a couple podcasts back, I don't remember if it was 2 or 1, Nintendo held an Indie World presentation. They held it
I'm
on.
sorry, have you ever pulled a muscle while patting yourself on the back?
They held an Indie World showcase. Wow, Mom Brain really likes that one.
Thank you, Mom Brain.
They had an Indie World showcase on August 18th that featured over 20 games, and 6 of those games launched that very day. Let us talk about what indie
Let us
games
talk
were
about
shown.
none of them.
Supergiant Games revealed that Hades is coming to the Switch. That's their new godlike, roguelike dungeon crawler that combines the best aspects of Supergiant's critically acclaimed titles from the past, like Bastion and Transistor. Surprise released was Raji, an ancient epic. This is an intense action-adventure game set in ancient India, and it's inspired by Hindu and Balinese mythology. You play as a young girl chosen by the gods who stands against the demonic invasion of the human realm. Her destiny is to rescue her younger brother and face the mighty demon lord. It looks like a little bit.
A mighty demon lord this
It looks
morning.
a little bit like Zelda, and it looks a little bit like Prince of Persia, and it looks all awesome. I have it on my Switch. I have not had a chance to play it yet, but I'm gonna. Mom Brain's going to have a lot to say about this one coming later in the podcast. Spiritfarer, which we knew was coming to the Switch, but the Indie World presentation surprise revealed that it was launching on that day. So they showed a new trailer for the game, and then they said the game's launching today. So Spiritfarer is now available.
I have so much to say about it.
Untitled Goose Game was
I watched the trailer for that, and it
scares
was not
me.
expecting that at all. Like I didn't know. I knew nothing about the game, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm excited and interested in it. I don't know if I can play it. Like,
well, I'm sure you can play it.
I will talk about it in a little. I don't want to give up any like details.
I'm sure Mom Brain will be able to assuage your fears.
Nikki Hill, I think that your reason for not being able to play it is probably the same as my trepidation that I had.
No, my main issue is like I don't know if I would find it fun, but maybe it's not even supposed to be fun. It's more about the experiences. But you know what I have to do? I have to look up how long the game is in general, like the average length.
Because if it's not 200 hours, then I can't play it.
Oh no. It needs no. I can only play a game if it's only going to be like maybe if it's the average is about 10 hours because I need all those other hours to put towards solitaire.
Why does the game length matter? Why do you do that?
I just told you.
I want the real answer.
I've told you the real answer.
What's wrong with you?
But you're too busy poo-pooing it to even listen.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat it?
Generally speaking, especially when I'm working, I don't have a lot of time to put towards games. So even though I'm in this great pause of 2020, it's still like really ingrained that if I start playing a game and I don't complete it, I can't. It's really hard for me to go back to finish it.
Well, why don't you play the game and not think about not being able to go back to it at some point?
Because it's happened many times where I've played games and never completed them, and I want to be able to complete them, but I don't get to complete them because I get really busy with work, and my schedule involves waking up, driving, commuting to work, working, commuting home, taking a shower, and going to sleep. So it's really hard for me to fit anything else in, and that's the main reason.
Why don't you write yourself a note?
The hell's that mean?
What last time you play, you could be like, I'm here and I'm trying to go here and I need
It's
this.
not just about that. Look, I have a hard enough time playing one game and then jumping on to play another game with you guys online and then going back to the other game. I completely lose the controls. I haven't played Friday the 13th in like a month. I don't even know how to play that game.
Okay. Austin got back to me and he said, are you recording the podcast today right now? And I said, yes. And he said, okay, I want it on record that I say a big F you for this game that you gave me. You can quote that.
That was a really great story.
Thanks, Josh. So I read his quote, and you can see his wonderful review later today, it seems like.
Smash that subscribe button.
Smash that subscribe button. Untitled Goose Game is getting an update, and this update will be free, and it allows you to play with a second player.
I am so excited about this.
One player plays as a goose, and the other player plays as another goose.
Oh my God. There's only one thing better than a goose. It's two geese.
This update comes out September 23rd. A short hike was...
Is it online multiplayer?
It doesn't say that. It just says what is it? Do you even have the game?
Yes.
Do you really?
Yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah, it says a free 2-player update, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't say anything about local or online. A Short Hike was surprise announced for the Switch and also launched that same day. Climb and soar
That game
through
also looks sweet.
the peaceful mountainside landscapes of Hawk Peak Provincial Park. It's a game about players taking things at their own pace, choosing their own path, and seeing where it leads them. If you'd like to know our thoughts on this game, Nintendo did a review. We did a video version of it where I read his review and a written version where you can read his review. So either way, you can check out that review. Torchlight 3 was announced for Switch, which is not really a surprise, but it is coming later this year, I believe, and it will have an exclusive red fairy pet that you can get. Takeshi and Hiroshi was announced. It combines the worlds of stop motion animation and RPGs. A 14-year-old aspiring game designer, Takeshi, has to entertain their little brother Hiroshi with their latest chapter of their game. Takeshi needs to improvise. While it's his goal to let Hiroshi meet big challenges, he also wants to prevent him from losing. Takeshi and Hiroshi is available now. So you're playing as a older brother who's making a game, and the younger brother is impatient and wants to play the next part of the game, so you got to make it up on the fly. Cool idea. Hypno Space Outlaw is coming to the Switch. I believe there's a demo now. Yes, there's a free demo right now. It is a, quote, 90s internet simulator, end quote, where players will scour a wide variety of websites, add useful downloads to their desktop, dodge computer viruses, and hunt down virtual villains as an enforcer in the Hypnospace Patrol Department. And this game can be played with a USB keyboard and mouse if you would like to play that way, because it's all about surfing the web. And
do you remember when we bought that real life mystery game from GameStop? It was like a computer game, but it dealt with all real websites and stuff like that, and you had to go searching and solve the mystery, and we never even started it.
I would say I have zero recollection of that. Do you know what it was called?
No.
I really don't remember anything.
Yeah. Do you remember? Do you know who I am?
Sure I do, Lube. I'd never forget you.
It's just real life.
It was Nintendo's suggestion to put in the keyboard and mouse support, surprisingly, and the developer's like, yeah, sure. Also coming to Switch eventually in 2021 is Card Shark. This is not based off the game show Card Sharks. This is something completely different.
I do enjoy Card Sharks, the game show.
It says players will fleece and cheat their way to the top of the 18th century French society in Card Shark.
All the cards better be laminated.
A
right?
stylishly illustrated adventure game that is all about playing your cards right. Manifold Garden is another one of the games that is available now. It is set in a beautiful world filled with mind-bending puzzles. A game that reimagines the laws of physics. Geometry repeats infinitely in every direction, and falling down leads players back to where they started. Announced for Switch is Subnautica and Subnautica Below Zero. Subnautica has been quite the hit on the computers, and now it's coming over to Switch in 2021. We believe there's going to be a retail version of Subnautica because Nintendo's website shows box art for a Switch version, at least for Subnautica, not for Subnautica Below Zero. Garden Story was announced for Switch. It invites players into a wholesome and delightful world while they'll rebuild the community as Concord, the newly appointed guardian of the grove. And yes, Concord is a grape. He is a grape. Evergate,
Wow.
which was announced for Switch previously, is also available now. It is a dreamlike 2D puzzle platformer set in the afterlife in which players control Key, a childlike spirit on a journey through life, death, space, and time.
Whoa.
Also revealed is Bear and Breakfast, a laid-back management adventure game where players take on the role of Hank, a well-meaning bear trying to turn an abandoned shack into a successful bed and breakfast. That comes to Switch in 2021 as a timed console exclusive. So it'll be on PC, but as far as consoles go, Switch gets it first. Then we also saw updates on games like Inmost, which is available now. The Red Lantern coming later this year. She Dreams Elsewhere, which is coming in 2021. and more. And along with all that, there's an eShop sale for select indie titles where you can get up to 40% off certain games like Exit the Gungeon, Streets of Rage 4, Ori and the Blind Forest, and more. This sale runs until August 30th. All in all, I'd say it was a lovely presentation. Had a whole bunch of stuff I was excited for, and hopefully you guys too. Akmiguin says, a lot of really cool titles. Highlights for me were Hades, Garden Story, and A Short Hike. Special place for Raji, an ancient epic, aka Princess of India. There you go. Yes, I said it was like Prince of Persia, but we can call it Princess of India.
Okay.
What do we got here? Mom Brain.
Yes, dear.
Let's do them plugs, and we'll be back in less than a minute.
Spaceships,
Magic swords,
intergalactic empires,
dead gods,
and creatures from beyond the moon.
What mad universe could contain all these fantastic visions? What Mad Universe is a bi-weekly podcast delving into the misty origins of sci-fi and fantasy, pop culture and genre tropes.
Take a cosmic trip on What Mad Universe
On
Podcast.
the Greenlit Podcast Network.
Hunter x Hunter, Yu Yu Hakusho, literary analysis, comparative localization, JoJo references. The works of Yoshihiro Togashi hold a specific kind of magic, and the people who seek to examine their roots and spiritual descendants are known as the Spirit Hunters, available on the Greenlit Podcast Network.
Thanks, Mom Brain. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
For a little while there was rumors of Killer 7 getting a port to Switch. Killer 7 saw a port to the PC, and one of the developers that worked on that PC port on their LinkedIn profile said that it was coming to Switch as well. Turned out that was incorrect information, and they apologized. And then a whole bunch of stories came out after that. And it turns out that the idea of bringing the game to Switch was proposed during development of the port for PC, but it was turned down by Grasshopper for some reason.
Hey, what happened?
And that the person who posted that originally, their boss called them into their office and they said, "You're."
Oh, I forgot that they say that in that game. You're effed. Engine Software's vice president said that the company had discussed porting Killer 7 to the Switch with Grasshopper manufacturer during development of the PC port, but Grasshopper eventually decided against it. But we have no reason why they decided not to do it. I guess it seems odd because, you know, we've had No More Heroes on Switch, and we're getting a port of the original No More Heroes to Switch, and No More Heroes 3 is coming to Switch. There's a lot of Suda presence on Switch, and people have been clamoring for this port of Killer 7, and Grasshopper's just like, no, I don't know. Maybe they didn't have the time or the money, or they didn't think it'd be worth the investment. Who knows? But unfortunately, it's not happening. At least not now. Entropy says, it's very obvious that Switch owners want this. Think it wouldn't even be too hard to port it. I don't know how hard it would be to port, but yes, I would agree that it's quite obvious that Switch owners really want this. Speaking of Prince of Persia, apparently Prince of Persia is coming to the Switch. There's going to be a port of Prince of Persia. Let's see. This was posted by Nintendo Jam. A listing on it. What is this? Let me click it. Okay, so a retailer listed Prince of Persia for the Switch. It is not a new Prince of Persia. I'm guessing it's going to be... Did that one come out on the Xbox 360 and PS3, Nikki Hill? I remember it being like lots of blues and oranges.
I believe so. The Xbox 360. Yeah.
I did not play that one, but apparently
Really?
that
With the glove or gauntlet or whatever it is?
yeah, I didn't play it. Apparently it's coming to Switch and PS4. And it's going to come out November 2020, according to the listing. And if you don't believe the listing, Jason Schreier, who's been a video game reporter for a very long time, it's pretty much saying, yes, it's true, because there's people who are saying they don't believe the listing. And Schreier on Twitter, when someone said, I don't believe it's true, replied to their tweet and said, this tweet won't age well, because Schreier's always got to be kind of a needler on Twitter. I respect Schreier's reporting, but I do not appreciate his approach to social media. I feel like he's too much
that
of a...
response doesn't seem like it even makes sense.
What do you mean?
If it was a person that said, like, if it was a person from the company that said, oh, there's no way we'd ever bring that. Like, it's just not possible. Or, who cares? That wouldn't age well. But for somebody to say, I don't believe that's true, that doesn't seem like, okay. You didn't believe it, but it happened anyway.
Well, he's saying it won't age well because he's got inside information that it's happening. So.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. If I said, I don't believe that's true, like, I don't care how that ages. But if
that's what I'm getting at.
Somebody who said, there's no way that would ever happen. They can't do that.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. I think Schreier is kind of I don't know what the right
when it comes to his trolling.
He's kind of a troll on Twitter, and
Did I just troll a troll?
I don't appreciate it. So it's too snarky for my taste, but that's a whole different discussion. So yeah, it seems like this is legitimate. Obviously, Ubisoft hasn't announced it, and also on top of that, Ubisoft suffers more leaks about upcoming games than any other company by far. I don't know what the hell's going on at that company, but left and right, their projects are leaked. I cannot get over it because it happens all the time. Akmaguin says yesterday we got Princess of India, and today this. I can't wait for Ubi's event next month. Yes, Ubisoft will be hosting another one of their whatever they called their streaming event. I don't remember in September, and maybe this will be announced there. If it's coming out in November, seems like September will be a good time to announce it.
Why didn't you play that Prince of Persia? Was it because there was no heavy metal music?
No, I own it. It's just in my backlog. I never played it.
Now, if a game has been in your backlog for over a decade, do you think you're ever going to get to it?
Yeah, I've done it with other games. It just takes a long time.
You have to speak into the microphone, Rami.
Whoa,
that's
not it.
Got him. Man, somebody call the fire department with all these sick burns today.
Yeah, we're getting them.
I thought I saw it sitting here.
Right, pull out the aloe vera.
I thought I saw it sitting here on the shelf, but it's a different Prince of Persia. It's not that one. It's the one where they decided
it's part of the backlog that's in storage.
No. It's the Prince of Persia where they decided to go hardcore heavy metal and edgelord stuff.
Whoa.
I don't know where that one is. I know it's on.
Unfortunately, they can't use the sands of time to go back that far to correct their
burn. This guy's on fire.
Issues. Whatever. I mean, people liked it, right? So I should just. Shut
I didn't dislike it. I disliked how I liked the gameplay, but I disliked the metal approach and the edgy approach. But the original didn't sell as much as they wanted it to. So they're like, it's like the Sega thing with Shadow the Hedgehog. They're like, let's give today's modern gamers a Sonic game where Sonic has guns, and everybody's like, no. Rumor has it.
There was at least one person that really enjoyed that game.
Oh, that's right. That one person out there, yep, who had contact with me. Rumor has it that Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, the remake, is coming to Switch. This comes from data miners who have been poring through the game's source code, and they found multiple images in the source code for the Switch Pro controller, the Switch itself, and Switch Joy-Con. And we have seen this happen in the past, and it almost always leads to a reveal of the game for Switch. Now, this could be stuff left over in development from when they were considering porting or trying to port and things didn't work out. Or it could be a hint of what's to come. I honestly don't know. But certainly, in some way, shape, or fashion, these images are tied to a Switch version of the game. So at least at some point, we can say, certainly, it was considered. I just don't know if it's still coming.
When you said Pro Skater, I thought of Bro Skater. And then I thought how awesome it would be if there was a Call of Duty where everybody was on skateboards. And rollerblades.
Would it be cool?
Yeah, and Razor scooters.
Hinth says, seems to be the trend that the Switch version of these Activision remakes lags behind. I would agree. That does seem to be the trend. So maybe 6 months from now, we'll find out what's up. Mr. Grobot, can you give us that lovely...
The world's best singer.
Not what I was looking for. Can you give us that introduction, Mr. Grobot, as only you can?
What are the next European masterpieces? Let's find out with Nicky's sweet releases.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you, Josh. I always appreciate your desire to find out what everyone across the pond had available to them from their
Thanks.
Switches.
Very cool.
I'm a big fan of yours, Josh.
Oh, Josh has got nothing in response.
Thanks. Very
Oh,
cool.
there it is.
A big hello to my fans.
Thank you, Josh. So what came out this week?
I'm a
tell
hardcore gamer.
Well, Josh, I'm glad you said that because there's a lot of hardcore games out there for you. One of them was Secanoid. That game is so hardcore. When I saw it on my Switch, I didn't know what the name was because the font was so crazy.
Yeah, it is a crazy font. I'll agree with that.
Secanoid.
It also doesn't help that it's a word that doesn't exist.
Right.
When you're trying to read a font that's very hard to understand, and you're like, "What does that word say?" And you're like, "Oh, it's a nonsense word."
I actually kind of thought it was just a design. I was looking at it for so long, and I was like, "Oh, it's probably like somebody's tattoo."
Yeah.
Did you see your mom's in the Discord?
No, I'm doing news. You have to tell me.
Your mom's in the Discord.
Then they also came out was Helheim Hassel. Helheim? I don't know.
Helheim.
Helheim. I don't know what's up with that game. I tried to watch a video of it. It didn't really have me hooked.
Couldn't even
But
make
this
it through
isn't
like a minute and a half trailer.
No, it was like gameplay. And
Ah.
there's just a lot of talking. Okay. Poker Hands. Evergate. That was one of the ones released, right? From the indie thing.
That is correct.
I'm interested in that. Takeshi and Hiroshi. That was another one from the indie thing. Manifold Garden. What do you think about that one?
I'm interested in that one.
I'm scared of it. Sometimes puzzle games scare me. Raji, an ancient epic. I'm also interested in that one. It made me think, I think I would like to see like an old-fashioned kind of Prince of Persia or something. And then all of a sudden I saw today, you told me that there's a new remake of Prince of Persia coming out. Spiritfarer. Thank you. A Short Hike. It's another game that I like. I don't know. I want to like it, but I don't know anything about it until I play it, and I don't know if I want to buy it. Griffin Knight Epic Definitive Edition. Fuzzball. That's what Mom Brain calls raw meat.
Listen up, fuzzball.
Or Norman's Great Illusion. Kids Farm Coloring.
That is not a kid's farm. That is kids,
Kids.
farm coloring.
Farm coloring. All right. Gleam Light. The Gleam. Ben Gleam.
Ben Gleam.
My name is Ben Gleam.
Peaky Blinders Mastermind. What is this? Chinese Parents.
Yep. That's what it is. This is probably the most heartwarming simulation game you've ever played. As a child is born in an ordinary family, there is a journey ahead of you, a journey of growth from birth to adult. Faced with the choices in life, how would you respond? Faced with the talented kids, can you stand out? Faced with your true love, how would you deal with your heart? ... The most important thing is that in this era of rapid development, how many generations will you need? That's what Chinese Parents is all about.
How many generations will you need?
That's what it says. Hey, listen, I'm just reading it.
Arcade Archives Lightning Fighters. Digerati presents the Dungeon Crawl Volume 1, and included in this bundle are 4 adventure-filled worlds. Fall of Light, Darkest Edition, Reverse Crawl, Skelly Celeste.
That's correct.
Skeleton Pizza Company. And Unexplored, Unlocked Edition. Bunny Adventure. Now we're on a new game. Bunny Adventure. This is a carrot collecting adventure.
It's true.
Oh my god.
It's a classic puzzle game, which is harder than it looks. All right. Runestone Keeper. Retro Tanks. Ellipsis. The best part about this game?
Oh,
How do you pronounce this one? Quaidon?
Quaidon.
Azuma Manor Story. Bring It to Mom. This is a game in which you play as a father who doesn't want to be bothered.
Help mom to recover and save your planet. Wow.
Blast Brawl 2. If you like the first one, you're in for a treat because there's a second one. I hear it's a lot of the same thing. I have no idea about what the first one is. The Eternal Castle. Indigo. This is a game where you play as the person who's running a crowdsourcing website.
It actually tells the story of a painter who suffers from depression.
Okay. So you're right. The main character hasn't left his room for more than 3 months. Wow. I think we could all relate to that. The person who helps him live through this hard time is his girlfriend, Anna. It became obvious for both of them that the situation can't last forever. It's time to look for a solution. One-line coloring. That sounds challenging. Paratopic. Inmost, which I was excited when I saw that. That looked interesting. And I'm really happy it's out. Was it out today? Is today the 21st?
No.
Oh boy.
It was out yesterday.
Yesterday. PGA Tour 2K21. That's a fan favorite for Raw Meat Countdown.
That is. If you want to see some gameplay from the Switch version, you can check it out on the YouTube channel.
Even the Ocean. 4x4 dirt track. Aokana. 4 rhythms. Across the Blue. Samurai Jack Battle Through Time. Puzzle Bundle 3-in-1. This includes High Rise Heroes Word Challenge, Swaparoo, and Quell Zen. And last but certainly not least, Parking Madness, in which you kick the cars of people who parked incorrectly on the street.
Kick cars and punch faces. Guybone says, I really want to check out the Eternal Castle Remastered, but I do have Another World sitting on my Switch waiting to be played. Better trim some of that backlog first. Yeah, if you like Another World, then you'll really like whatever the hell you just said. The Eternal Castle Remastered. That's a really cool game. Very unique visual style. I'm just going to go into North America right now, and then we'll jump back to the other top story. North America, we got Gleamlight, Inmost, 4x4 dirt track, A Short Hike, Aokana 4 Rhythms Across the Blue, Arcade Archive Super Punch Out, Bunny Adventure, Chinese Parents, Digirati Presents The Dungeon Crawl Volume 1, Ellipses, Even the Ocean, Evergate, Fuzzball, Giraffe and Annika, Griffin Knight Epic Definitive Edition, Indigo, Jenny Leclue Detective Vu, Jetson Guns 2, Kids, Farm Coloring, Quaidon, Azuma Manor Story, Manifold Garden, No Straight Roads, One Line Coloring, Over the Alps, Paratopic, Phonotopia, Poker Hands, Puzzle Bundle 3-in-1, Raji, an Ancient Epic, Reason, Casual Puzzle, Retro Tanks, Runestone Keeper, Samurai Jack Battle Through Time, Spiritfarer, Street Power Soccer, and Takeshi and Hiroshi. There's your North American releases. Guybone says, I never realized Super Punch-Out for the arcade had the same visuals as the previous arcade title. Might need to check it out. I don't like the Super Nintendo visuals for some reason. Well then, I guess you'll be happy with that. Moving on. An investment platform that is called Rally has purchased themselves a mint sealed copy of Super Mario Brothers for the NES that is valued at... Can I get a drum roll, please?
For $1.
Oh, wow. Oops. Can I get... There we go. Valued at $140,000. And they are looking to sell it and make some profit. They're planning to sell it for $150,000, but they're going to sell 3,000 individual shares at $50 a pop. So if you want to own part of this sealed copy, you
For
can do
$1.
that. August 21st. So right now you can do it. The $10,000 difference will cover Rally's $6,700 sourcing fee. So yeah, if you want to own a piece of that game, you can do it. Mako says owning 1/3,000th of a game for $50. I've never heard of something so ridiculous. What is the point? Well, the point is you buy it and then hopefully it just continues to grow in value, and then you can cash out at some point. But
do I get the option to unpackage my portion and play it?
I don't think you can. No, to actually play it, you'd have to see how much like space there is in the box. I guess technically just the top of the box, and then the cartridge itself. And then you can see how many people you need to talk to be allowed to play the game that you most likely already own.
No, but I mean, I get a small portion of the code, right?
Oh, the code in the game cartridge. I guess so, but not enough to play.
See, this is where like joint ownership gets really complicated.
Yeah.
I don't know about this.
It is odd, just like the commenter was saying.
I got to work together with 2,999 other goofballs. Come on. We're never going to see eye to eye.
May the rats eat your eyes!
Pokemon Company has donated $5 million to organizations around the world following Pokemon Go Fest 2020. You can get more details on how they decided all this jazz, but here's some of the organizations they donated to. RDOC, Black Girls Code, Boys and Girls Club of Canada, Central Única da Favelas, DIARC, Fundación para la Protección de la Niñez, Fundación Tomillo, IMC Weekend School, Institut Telemaque, National Indian Child Welfare Association, Plan International, Reach Out, Save the Children, Stephen Lawrence Charitable, Trust, the
Pew Charitable Trust,
the Trevor Project, UNICEF, and World Vision. So the $5 million was split between those organizations. Guybone says, this is wonderful. Pokemon Go, though people give it a hard time, has done a lot of good in the world. Donations, the fitness impact, and a sense of community it has built up. Really nice. Yeah, and it's still in the top 10 every month on mobile.
Yeah, it's working.
Yeah. We got a little snippet from an interview in 2000 from some of the developers that worked on the original Paper Mario. And Paper Mario wasn't originally going to be Paper Mario. It's going to be some other Mario, because we find out that the team was not considering. The team had tried different visual styles, including a pre-rendered style like what you see in Super Mario RPG or Donkey Kong Country, but then they moved away from that. And they also tried traditional polygons for the RPG adventure, but they moved away from that as well. And then they came upon the paper aesthetic, and they were like, yeah, it's working. So they went with that, and that birthed not just a whole new line of games for Nintendo, but a whole new style of portraying Mario. So it worked out. It's funny that they were trying an RPG and they weren't settled on the visual style, and they went with paper. Leave them alone, please. Please, my brain, please.
Looks like he was mushing his face.
They went with a paper style, and that paper style is so deeply tied to the franchise in so many ways. It's not just like, it looks like paper and nobody talks about it. Like, paper ties into plots and jokes and all that. So just really crazy.
Paper beats rock.
Crazy to think that that part of the puzzle wasn't complete when they originally started developing the game. Guy Bones again says, glad they ended with the visuals they did. It's one of my favorite aesthetics for any Nintendo game. It is quite fetching. Finally, a rumor from none other than Mr. Grubb, Jeff Grubb over at GamesBeat, who has time and time again nailed when Nintendo's going to do a presentation. Mr. Grubb says, quote, I've heard a few things, and I think there's a strong possibility that there is a Nintendo Direct next week on Friday, the 28th. That's the date I've heard. End quote. Is it going to be a traditional Nintendo Direct? Is it going to be a Nintendo Direct Mini? Is it going to be a partner showcase? Who the hell knows? It's not going to be an Indie World. We can mark that one off because we just had that. So it's going to be one of those three. Everybody wants a traditional. We know that another Partners Direct is coming. Could it be this Friday? I don't know, but supposedly something is coming on Friday, the 28th.
I heard Nintendo is going to announce that they are going to be branching out and opening up love hotels around the entire world.
Time to bring them back. Yeah, it's we all need a little love right now. Chocolate Shake says, I've heard nothing, Chocolate Shake says, I've heard nothing, but I also strongly believe a direct will happen next week. I have heard something. I will say that. Not as strongly as last time, but I have heard something separate from Mr. Grub. So we'll see what happens. Friday is a very unusual day for a direct, but we are in unusual times.
Friday is the day I go back to work.
Fridays are when they release their big games, though, right?
Not necessarily. Sometimes.
I stand corrected. I'm with you.
That's it, Mom Brain. What have you been playing?
Well, Joe is cool is talking about wrestling, saying that TNA doesn't exist. Well, it does, but it's not called that. There's a new company
Impact.
called AEW.
No, TNA doesn't exist anymore because they rebranded as Impact.
Yeah. So this week, gosh, I don't even know where to start. I played Animal Crossing. I also played Spiritfarer.
Oh, well, tell Nikki Hill all about it.
All right. So Spiritfarer is obviously like a resource management game, but it's about death. So you, in this universe, when people die, they go to the Spiritfarer who, like, you know, sorts them out. I guess basically like grants their final wishes. And so you relieve the present Spiritfarer and you become the Spiritfarer, you and your cat. And you get a big boat and you spend the game picking up some people that they're not really people, they're animals, they're great. That come to live with you on your boat, and you go around doing like missions, and obviously there's like farming and cooking, and you know, it's just a very lovely game. The music is very peaceful. The atmosphere is very peaceful. There's nothing like stressful about it. Like,
is the resource management stressful?
I don't find it to be stressful. It's not like Overcooked, right? Is that the one that's like
Yes.
Yeah, it's not like that. I've been able to like be very relaxed about things on top of them, but like not, stressed about it. And I just find it a very peaceful game. I actually have been playing it handheld with headphones because the music is so nice. And there are little things that go on that you might miss, I think, if you weren't wearing headphones. I highly recommend it for anyone who's looking. No cool wet rags required, lube. For anyone who's looking for something like a Stardew or kind of an Animal Crossing vibe to it. It's just an all-around lovely experience. I would recommend it to anyone, and it's pretty to look at. Some of it reminds me a little bit of like Corey Godby art, like anthropomorphic animals, which I love.
Nikki Hill, how do you feel now?
I've just been a little tired. I had a big lunch.
I originally didn't think I would like the game. I was worried. At first, when I first saw it, I was like, this is for me. And then when I found out it was about death, I was like, I don't know if I want to play that. But like, it's not like maudlin or like, it's lovely. I really enjoy it.
Has anyone died yet?
Yeah.
Okay, just asking.
They have to die before they get to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But none of it is like time sensitive. Like you have to take care of things before they pass on. Like they're waiting on you.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just like you like help them on their way.
There you go, Nikki Hill.
Like the young boy in The Sixth Sense.
Spoiler.
Yikes.
He sees dead people, and it's not the ending. I'm just saying that's just all right. Whatever. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Mom Brain.
Thank you.
I hope you continue to.
Thank you. Also, I beat The Last of Us Part 2. Wow, thanks.
Congratulations.
That game completely shattered me. I don't want to get into a lot of detail because there are people who have not played it yet, and I don't want to put any spoilers out there, but I will tell you that there was a part towards the end that I almost had to put down because I was crying so hard while I was playing. Like out loud crying. Couldn't like be quiet. Like it was terrible. But it was a fantastic experience. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it.
Well, I'm glad you played through it, Mom Brain. You dedicated yourself to it and you saw it through all the way to the end. And at first, I didn't think you were going to be able to do it because you were having a little bit of trouble with the controls, but you learned it. You hung in there. You made it happen.
And to top it all off, you played the first one and the second one back to back, and I think emotionally, that's a big task as well. I think it's saying something that you finished The Last of Us 2, and you went for something a little more lighthearted and went to a game where you help dead people or dead animals
right?
cross over.
It's way lighter.
Well, she is a hardcore gamer, as she's been repeatedly telling me. So
It's true. I am a hardcore gamer.
Nikki Hill, what have you been playing?
Would you believe it if I told you I've been playing
I'm a
Solitaire on
hardcore
Clubhouse
gamer.
games?
We know, Josh. I would believe that. Yes.
Yeah. I played that. I played I don't know if I played it. 2 rounds of Fall Guys. Boy, oh boy.
I'm not talking about that.
And, well, the thing is I get frustrated when I am playing a regular game without other people in it, and I try to jump, and, like, I'm lined up perfectly, and I jump across, and somehow I miss. It's like, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And so that's what was happening in Fall Guys, except it's the same thing. It's different, but it's different because there's other people knocking you out of the way because they're trying to do the same thing. But it also made me think of, like, the little runt trying to get some scraps of food and getting pushed aside and just being like the last one there, starving and shivering cold in the middle of the night.
Wow, all this from Fall Guys, huh?
Yeah. And then I played, I started a little game called Shinsekai Into the Depths.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm a couple hours into that, I think. It's an interesting game. I don't really know how I feel about it.
Are you playing with headphones?
I'm not.
Capcom said play with headphones.
What's that?
Capcom said play with headphones.
I know. Well, I mean, when you load the game, it has it right there. Hello, Solid Master.
Hi, Solid Master Link, because it's like this.
It's I mean, it is a very like moody game. There's some interesting stuff to it. Some of the control, like even that, some of the controls are a little strange for me. Some of the physics, because it's all like water, but then there's like pockets of air underneath the water, and the way that you move in that air is like without water is like a little strange for me. But I'm still gonna keep plugging away.
Well, use Mom Brain as your inspiration. She couldn't wrap her head around controls in Last of Us, and she made them work.
There's a lot of people who really think the game is incredible, right? So just because I'm not sold on it just yet. And then, well, it also doesn't help that, like, I was looking at this map and I'm like uncovering all this stuff. I don't understand how it's a Metroidvania, but I guess eventually I can maybe go back. But I was like, wow, I'm really covering a lot of ground. And then I got to a part that pretty much opens it up, and I was like, no, wait, that's the map? And it's not even like a real map. It was just like they show you. So like you get to these areas where they show you like 4 frames of like a microfiche or microfilm.
Yeah.
And one of them had something that looked like a map, kind of like an underground like diagram or whatever, like kind of like a cross section showing you like what your map would look like, but like it's a cross section or whatever, looking at the side of the world and how deep and dark the trenches go and stuff, and all. It was intimidating.
Um,
I easily get intimidated by games, so.
I was going to say, that's kind of your thing. Every game you start up, you're like, oh boy, here we go.
I know. Sometimes when I jump on to play solitaire, I look at those cards, the first row of cards, and I'm like, oh, no.
I am really in for it here.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Nikki Hill.
Thank you, Romy Cowboy. Thanks for having me.
Anytime.
Thank you, Mom Brain, for being here.
But you're welcome.
And thank you, Josh Robot, for, I'm a big fan of yours.
A big hello to my fans.
Oh, thank you for saying hello back. And I said thank you, Romy. But what were you playing this week, Romy?
Oh, thanks for asking.
No, actually, you know what? Instead of what do you plan on playing next week?
I don't know. Probably the stuff I played this week. I played Fortnite. And I actually got to play. I played a lot of Fortnite, but I got to play Fortnite with Lube last night, who I haven't played Fortnite with in quite some time. And I have to say, Lube hasn't lost the beat. He hasn't. His senses haven't dulled at all, because I believe we won at least 2 games. Our squad won 2 games. And I know Lube was instrumental in one of those, without a doubt. We had a lot of fun, unfortunately, because some of our friends
Lube
do not.
says we won 2 out of the 3 I played.
There you go. We do not have. Some of our friends do not have headsets, so we're using the House Party app to talk to each other. But Lube does not have a phone from this decade, not a lie, and he can't do that. So we can't talk to Lube unless we're talking through the game. But since everybody's using the app, we're not doing that. So poor Lube didn't talk to anybody, but he was there playing, and I set waypoints as he asked, and I marked enemies when I saw them. And it worked out. We did really good. I really want to play the game again with Lube, because I had such. Well, I've been having a great time with everybody, but just I don't know. I will say my most fun Fortnite times were with Lube, so I was very excited to be back out there with him. He's got a nice Stormtrooper skin, and he's got some great dances. It was a good time. So I know, Lube,
you are a real hero.
Lube, I know you are not working today. Maybe at some point we could play some more.
Did Lube?
I'm a Wario. I'm gonna win.
Stormtrooper skin?
Well, yeah, I cost V-Bucks. I don't know if he spent money to get the V-Bucks or just used ones that he earned while playing. I'm sure he will tell us in the chat in a second. But yes, we won 2 out of 3 games that I played with Lube, and it was great. A lot of fun. They all went really well. Lube, I believe, said he didn't even know we were down to the final 2 teams in the one game that we won. So yes, we played that. There you go. Lube says, I never spent a dime on V-Bucks, all earned in-game. Yeah, I have never spent a dime either. So there's that. Played that. Also played some PGA Tour 2K21 on the Switch. I haven't played. My mom also says she hasn't spent any money. She just uses the V-Bucks she earned. I played PGA Tour 2K21 on the Switch a little bit. I am very much itching to get back into that, because I love a good traditional golf game, and we really don't get those anymore since EA stopped doing their thing. We haven't had like a big name published golf game, but 2K is like, all right, let's dip our toes into the old golf arena, and they're doing a yearly golf game from here on out. And from what I played of this one on Switch, it scratches that itch perfectly. It felt good to play. I liked the way it looked. It's a golf game. It just felt fun. I love golf games, and that
Are there motion controls where you swing the controller?
There are no motion controls. That's my gripe. That's my one issue. I don't know how you bring the game to Switch and don't put motion controls in it. I wrote an article before the game came out saying I hope that it had motion controls, but I feared it wouldn't because they hadn't mentioned anything. So as far as I see, no motion controls. It uses the joystick swing mechanic, which is different from at least how most golf games were for years there. Most golf games would have you click 3 times. You would click to start a power meter, click to lock in your power, and then click to lock in your shot. This is a pull back on the joystick, push forward on the joystick to swing. And the amount of speed and power that you do it with depends on how you're moving the joystick. So it's interesting.
And how does it utilize the drifting Joy-Con issue?
Somebody said that in the comments on the video. They were like, oh, I could see this being a problem with a drifting Joy-Con. It actually doesn't matter unless you have both drifting Joy-Cons, which is not something people experience, because you can pick which joystick you want to swing with. So you should be fine. But yeah, I really like it. It's a lot of fun. I'm very excited just to get into like the tour mode and go. I just played like a local multiplayer game against myself for the purposes of the video. But it's good. It feels really good. Like I'm like, there's just something about golf games where you get like in a Zen state and you're just taking it easy and there's no music playing. It's just the birds and stuff like that. It feels good. You got a narrator who's talking to you along the way. So it's good. Really, really like what I played so far, but I've only played a tiny bit.
A narrator?
Not narrator. I'm sorry. Commentator. Sorry.
This golf narrator is really, really good at the game.
And also, I saw someone bring it up in the chat, but I didn't see who it was. I'm sorry. I've been playing Battletoads. I got Battletoads on Steam. I didn't get it for the Xbox because I haven't turned on my Xbox in, I want to say, 2 years. And I know when I turn it on, it's going to be like, let's get your
7
password and all that
hours of an
stuff and
update.
updates and all that. So I was like, no, forget it. So I just got it on Steam. I'm playing with a controller, not with a keyboard. I'm not an animal. So I'm playing that.
Oh.
And it's not bad. I would say it's not great. I'd put it firmly in the good territory. They do a lot of like, we got a new bongo. They do a lot of cartoon segments in between levels, which is fine. There's more story to it than I thought, which is fine. As long as the story is entertaining. They do a good job with the story. Every time I see story segments, I'm like, this would be good as a cartoon. Like if this was a regular cartoon,
I thought that when I saw just a little bit of it that I saw.
The voice actors are very good. The writing is pretty good. They have some, I would say, legitimately funny stuff in there, some snappy writing. The story is the Battletoads are like fighting off bad guys, and they go to like a ceremony that's like congratulating them on keeping everybody safe and blah, 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 blah. But you find out that they've actually just been living like in like a dark room, like no lights on for 26 years. And they've lost their minds, like thinking that they're like huge superheroes and everybody knows about them. But in actuality, nobody's seen or heard of them in 26 years. So nobody knows what the hell the Battletoads are. So it's like real life. So I like that idea, and it's about them trying to like get relevant and also find a way to save the world again. So I like that. It's interesting.
Get relevant, save the world. Lube says he got The Surge as a PlayStation Plus game and beat that last week.
Well, congratulations, Lube. I was going to read that after I was done.
Well, I read it first.
So I feel like gameplay-wise, the game really overcomplicates things, which is so weird to say for a beat 'em up.
Battletoad.
Like, it's like there's 3 attack buttons and one that you have to charge, and hitting them in different combinations does different attacks. And there's like hold left trigger and hit B to swing on these things, and hold left trigger and hit Y to pull things closer to you or to eat flies. It's hold right trigger to run, but that only works when you're not fighting enemies. And when you fight enemies, you hold right trigger to dash and dodge. Like I don't know why it complicates things with so many controls. Like Battletoads, the original, had A and B and a directional pad, and it's fine. You could just use the face buttons here and do everything that you need to do, but they throw in a lot. I don't know why. And they throw in like a ton of enemies, and they're really like damage sponges. A lot of the enemies, you have to hit a lot for them to disappear. And again, if you remember all the other Battletoads games, it's not really like that, minus bosses. You get like a lot of enemy fodder that'll take like 2 or 3 hits, and then they're destroyed. So I don't know why they took that approach. Plus, you're graded on every fight that you get into, which is, I don't know why you need that. It feels like they were interested in making a cartoon first and built a game inside of the cartoon. But like fighting feels good. the Battletoads still have the like transformative attacks, which is a huge part of Battletoads, where their body parts change into all different kinds of things. Like, you know, in the old games, it was an anvil and a mallet and a giant foot. And in this game, you get all that stuff too. You get like saw blades and the giant foot's back, and you get like a drill or a jackhammer and stuff like that. So, it's not bad. It is not bad. The levels are long. I'm disappointed by the music because there hardly is any. Like when you're walking through levels, it's like ambient noise, and then when you get into a fight, it's like a metal version of a classic Battletoads song, but it's only like one or two songs. The music's really disappointing to me, but it's not like it's fun to play. I would say it's a good game, but as like a big Battletoads fan, I can't help but be disappointed. But I still have more to go. I just finished the first act, so I have more to go. But yeah.
The controllers have a lot more buttons, so they probably felt like they needed to use them.
I mean, I got no problem if they mapped things to other buttons that you would do in the classic games just to make it easier. But for there to be, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, at least 10 buttons, and I'm still hitting combinations of buttons to do moves, that's asinine. There's enough buttons for everything to do its own thing. I don't need to remember left trigger plus a combination of another button to do. It's a beat 'em up. Like they're overcomplicating things. We don't need all that. Like context sensitive should be, or like when you're eating flies, I don't want to have to hold a shoulder button and hit another button just to eat the damn fly. It's just make it the punch button or make it its own dedicated button. That's fine. I don't need to. Why does it have to be a combo?
You're getting real worked up.
Well, it's Battletoads, damn it. It's back after 26 years and the return. I mean, the thing that hurts it the most is we've had something like Streets of Rage 4, where Streets of Rage finally returns, and it's an excellent game. And I did some innovative things with it. And it really, like, they did a great job. It was made by people who really understand Streets of Rage, and they innovated upon that, where Battletoads feels like we really like the Battletoads. We think it'd be really cool if there was a cartoon about the Battletoads, which there was like a pilot episode a million years ago. But and then they're like, and it's also a game too.
Ms. Beaverhausen has a point.
Fly eating needs to be simplified in all modern games, says Anastasia Beaverhausen. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a real mixed bag.
Also, let the record show that Lube was the first to thank me for being the first to read his comment.
There's nothing in the game that's absolutely terrible. I would say the music's pretty bad. But outside of that,
which is a shame because Battletoads music should be great.
I know. You can tell the people who made it definitely have an affinity for Battletoads as a brand. And I think they went so hard on story because they wanted to really flesh it out and give people something to like latch onto today. But I don't know. The developers openly have said they have no idea like what's going to happen with Battletoads from here on out. They said there's no other plans. Like this isn't like the rebirth of Battletoads to become popular again. Like they were just like the stars aligned and we had a chance to make a Battletoads game, so we did. So I don't know what's going to happen from here on out, but I can't imagine people will play this Battletoads now and be like, yeah, I really want a sequel. Like you're only going to want a sequel if you know how great Battletoads were, because this is not one of their. I need to finish the game before I make a final decision, but I would put this definitely towards the bottom of Battletoads games.
DD Mega Doo-Doo.
We'll see. Excuse me. All right, let's do some questions.
Okay.
Send your questions to GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
Where?
GoNintendoQuestions@gmail.com.
Oh.
They can be about Nintendo. They can be about video games in general. They can be about whatever the hell you want. I made the executive decision to bump this one up to this week because it is related to last week's question.
Oh, boy.
From Shonic the Hedgehog.
Okay.
Shonic the Hedgehog says, hello, RMC, Mombrain, and company. I laughed out loud in the grocery store when you guys did your grocery store music and PA announcement. And an elderly woman looked at me funny, which was great. I did, in fact, purchase the item at eye level as instructed by Mombrain. They wound up with Mango JoJo's, so they were at Trader Joe's. Mango Jojo's, which are essentially Trader Joe's version of
Cookies.
Oreos, except
Yeah.
it's white cookies and a mango filling inside.
Ooh.
They were very bad.
Oh,
and I immediately regretted this purchase. My wife tried them as well and said in the future I'm not allowed to buy food just because, quote, the podcast lady, end quote, told me to.
I'm so sorry.
The cookies were bad, but hopefully my review will prevent others from making the same mistake. Thanks for all you do. You guys have helped me keep sane during these quarantine times. Well, there you go, Mom Brain. They looked over, they saw Mango Jojo's, and they got in trouble.
I'm so sorry. Can I Venmo you? Like,
Now
the
we
cost
need to,
of the Mango
we need
Jojo's?
to try Mango Jojo's.
I'll go today.
Mango Jojo. I didn't even know those were a thing.
I actually was thinking
I have
about
to
going
admit,
to Trader
it
Joe's
doesn't sound good.
the other day, and then I was like,
A vanilla
"Oh."
cookie with a mango cream.
Ooh, I love a mango.
Ooh, I love a mango.
I mean, look, Trader Joe's is mostly hits, but when they have a miss, it's like not even like a. It's like gonna sit in the cabinet until you throw it out.
You don't want to go in Trader Joe's right now. I know you're gonna wear a mask and all that, but still, the people are there are gonna be all sorts of crazy. It's not worth it for bad cookies. Can we order them online or something?
Maybe.
Wait, people in Trader Joe's are bad news?
No, just that
People
it's
in
always
Trader
busy
Joe's in
and,
general
like,
are out of their minds. So I would imagine right now it's not worth it to go for a box of bad cookies.
well, I mean, I would get other food
Like, come on,
like cheese
Trader Joe's cheese.
and their
Trader
sweet
Joe's
potato gnocchi. Oh
toe
my
cheese.
gosh.
Well, thank you very much, Shaunik. I'm sorry that did not work out well for you. We will at some point try those. We should eat those cookies live for the first time on the podcast.
Great idea.
We also have a Patreon question.
We do.
If you'd like to join the Patreon, it costs
For $1.
You can join the Patreon for $1. I screwed it up that time.
Let's try again.
If you want to join the Patreon, you can do so
For $1.
for $1. Thanks you, Billy. Jesus Christ. What's going on?
What's the question?
No, stop.
Ask the question.
This week's question comes from Multiple Blake. And they say, if you had a job different to your current one, what would it be? Garbage man. I'd be doing something with computers for real, probably, but garbage man. It's what I wanted to be when I was a
He's
kid.
asking what would it be, not what would you want.
What would it be? I answered it. I said probably
Because
something
I
with
don't know what mine would be because I'd have to go through the whole application process.
probably something with computers, but I would like to be a garbage man.
You can empty the recycling bin on everybody's laptop, on everybody's desktop.
Oh my God! Kill two birds with one stone.
All the old people. You just charge all the old people to empty their recycle bins.
Mom Brain, if you weren't a teacher, what would you be doing?
I'd probably be in like the psychology field somewhere.
OnlyFans foot pictures.
Funny you say that because I think if I weren't a teacher, I would definitely be making extra money.
if I weren't.
I would definitely be making extra money selling pictures of my feet and maybe like used clothing.
Lou posted a picture of Homer in a chat showing what I would be doing. Well, there's your answers. Also, additionally, if you had to...
What about Nikki Hill?
He said he's got to fill out an application, so he's not giving us an answer.
I don't know. There's a whole process. I have to do a search.
There you go.
You know, I have to apply. I don't know what I would actually be doing, but I know
Happy now?
if I wasn't working right now, which I'm not, I'd be a professional solitaire player, and also I'd be professionally applying to jobs.
Oh, a
Maybe
professional
I'll go,
job applier.
You know, if there wasn't a pandemic, maybe I'll go to like an amusement park or like a water park and be a lifeguard and just stand there and go, wait, okay, go, wait.
I feel like you'd be really good at that.
Additionally,
I honestly feel like I missed an opportunity when we left. Like when we left high school, I think that like it's probably miserable, but I think it's also probably a great job to experience. You get pushed around the park and everything. You try you know. You work at
Is that what I sound like?
On a roller coaster or at another ride, you just get bounced around.
Additionally, if you had to swap jobs with another person on the show, who would be your choice?
I'd swap with raw meat.
Yeah.
I wouldn't swap with either of you.
Exactly.
I'd swap
I'd
with the
swap
cat.
with raw meat. I'd sell the site and
Oh.
kick back and watch Adult Swim.
You would not watch that.
You got neither of you wants my job.
Not
It's a lot of
chance in hell.
fun.
Not a chance in hell.
I
hate
have
kids.
2 whole unopened packages of Play-Doh.
No, you know what?
Oh, now you're driving a hard bargain.
I want Comanche's job.
Me too.
That's what I said. Yeah, I'll take the cat's job. Barfing, laying in the sun,
Dropping a
eating
turd
food,
in the middle of the living room on my birthday.
sucking people's blood. Thanks very much, Autumnal Blake. There you go. All right, Mom Brain. Let's do some music, shall we?
Shall we?
Episode 784. Mom Brain surprised by music once again.
I'm not surprised. I'm just doing things at my own pace.
I got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
Is that what I sound like? I didn't know I was unmuted.
First song comes from Wired. It's up all the way.
Oddly familiar. What system?
Switch.
Oh, man. Do you know it?
No.
Child of Light.
No.
Nikki Hill, what's that black and white game you played?
Lydia?
No.
Facilis?
No.
What did I play?
It's kind of like an MC Escher painting, I think.
The Bridge?
Yeah.
That's not it.
All right, we don't know.
The song came from Wired, and it is from Ashen on the Switch.
I have not played it.
The next song comes from Steel Diver.
Wii Music?
No.
What system?
Cube.
Kodama?
Nope.
Man, it seems Billy Hatcher. It
No.
seems like something that should stick out right away. Franchise?
Mm,
Outside of video games franchise?
yeah.
All right, so a Toy Story.
Nope.
It's some like, is it a Disney? Pixar?
It's Disney.
Yeah, okay. Mickey something.
Nope.
Come on, Nikki Hill. Oh my God, I hate it.
Ratatouille?
No.
Who did A Bug's Life?
Nope.
Oh my God. Is it a Disney thing that's... I don't need to hear it anymore. Is it a Disney thing that's still around today?
Yeah, but it's not like a Disney. It's like overall owned by Disney, but it's not like Mickey Mouse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a
movie.
Like Star Wars is owned by Disney, and
I don't think Phineas and Ferb was around in the GameCube days. Up.
No.
That wasn't on
No,
GameCube. Oh, no. Muppet something.
yes,
Oh, it's Muppet something. Great Muppet Caper. I
No.
don't know. Muppet.
it's a great movie. Is that where Lumpy Dum Dums comes?
Can
think it's in-
Can I have it for Muppets, please? Muppet Speedway.
Sure, I'll give it to you.
Muppets Party Boat.
Yeah, Muppets Party Cruise.
That's it. Thank God.
And the song is Bean Bunny Bingo.
You know, I thought you were a Muppets fan, yet there's only one of us at the table that has watched the new Muppet Show.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is it Comanche?
No, it is not.
Wait, is it a new Muppet Show, or is there a new Muppet Show?
There is a new Muppet Show on Disney Plus.
This one comes from Mikey3319.
Oh, I know this. Is it a portable?
No.
What is it?
Super Nintendo.
This is Zombies Ate My Neighbors?
Nope.
Can I speak for Lou? He guessed in the chat.
Sure.
Is it Turok?
No.
On Super Nintendo, yep.
Sorry, Lou.
Licensed?
No.
Too good for licensed. That laugh. I remember that.
Uncle Fester or something.
That's licensed.
Pretty sure Uncle Fester didn't have a license.
What is this?
Is it Uncle Fester or Cousin Fester?
Cousin Fester, definitely.
Cousin It, Uncle Fester.
I don't know. Go ahead.
I'm admiring the cat's
That laugh
feathers.
is
They're
gonna
beautiful.
haunt me.
Plock.
Oh, that's
On
why
the
I've
Super
never
Nintendo
played.
from Mikey3319.
I've never played Plock, but I've seen a lot of it.
Here comes one from Jess I.
Word. Pluck, pluck, pluck.
Oh my God, this is
Is this no, it's not.
this We Party?
Nope.
We something, right? We Play? We Music?
Or Everybody Votes?
It's Everybody Votes. Way to go, Nikki Hill. That was Everybody Votes from Jess I. Here comes one from Glitter Bubble 3. Yeah. I'm sorry?
The Dog Island?
No.
Is this Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
Stunt Race FX?
No. Nope.
First Party?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. It really feels like Stunt Race FX, so
It's
I'm
not.
gonna. It's not.
Is it a Mario Party?
Nope.
Is it a Pokemon?
Nope.
Nope. Racers? Okay, it's not a Kirby.
Nope.
It is not a Mario.
Nope.
It is not a Zelda.
Nope.
It is not a Metroid.
Nope.
It is not a Pokemon.
Nope.
Is it a puzzle game? Pokemon Puzzle League?
Nope.
Or Tetris something? Is it a franchise that's still around?
Yeah.
It is. Pilot Wings.
No.
What Nintendo franchise am I forgetting?
Leaving somebody out.
It's not Star Fox.
Nope.
Fire Emblem?
Nope.
Not Fire Emblem.
Super Princess Peach?
Nope.
She said we're leaving a franchise out. It's not Animal Crossing.
Nope.
It's not Donkey Kong.
Nope.
It's not Wave Race.
Nope.
It's not Pikmin.
It's not.
Okay, stop playing it. Stop playing it. When you're saying we're leaving a franchise out, like all of Mario is covered, right?
It's not a
Is
Mario
that a
game.
Wario title?
It's not a Wario game.
It's not Waluigi.
Nope.
It's not. What Nintendo character? Yoshi?
Yes.
Yoshi's Cookie.
No.
Yoshi's Safari.
Yes.
Holy moly.
You're telling me. It was Yoshi's Safari from Glitter Bubble 3. Here's one from Giant Reggie.
This is a Wario.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the first Wario Land, which is actually Super Mario Land.
Yes, it is. That was from Giant Reggie. Nice job, fellas.
Nikki Hill, I believe I borrowed that from you.
Yeah, I like it back now.
Here's one from Geku Kitsune.
I know this.
Yeah.
Is this that crane game?
Yeah.
Badge Arcade?
Yes.
Something?
Yeah. I think it's Nintendo. Is it Nintendo Badge Arcade? Yeah, Nintendo Badge Arcade. Great job from Geku Kitsune.
Thank you.
Here's one from Blood Ocean 07.
Simpsons?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Hit and Run?
Yep.
That's me.
Great job.
Hit and Run.
Hit and Run.
It's a good game.
Wait, what was that title? I already forget. The one that was a Nintendo franchise that we... Oh, it was a Yoshi game. Okay.
Here's
See,
one
my mind is melted.
That is funny.
from Autumnal Blake.
Legendary Wings.
No.
Is this regular NES?
No.
Game Boy?
Switch.
Switch. Oh, boy. I have a feeling it's a game that just came out, but I can't remember the name of it.
Then
All
that's
right.
probably not it.
Go ahead. I don't know.
It was a tricky one. It was from Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
What part is that?
Autumnal Blake said it was a tricky part. Tiger, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, I didn't do enough of that.
All right. So the last song today comes with some instructions. It comes to us from... Wait, let me double check and make sure I'm getting this right. Oh, no. I don't have the name.
That's fine. We'll just wait. I'll go to the chat and talk to them because they're ready.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Anastasia Beaver hasn't. I didn't know.
Well, all right. While I'm finding that.
Well, I'm finding the last song.
Oh, go ahead. You guys chit-chat then.
You're right, Ice Grove. I should have known. It's my fault. I ruined the show. We're just not going to do... I was going to say we're not going to do music trivia anymore, but we just won't do the podcast anymore. Oh,
Sure.
Joe's Cool says we're currently... Hello, Laxter. Joe's Cool says we're currently 6 out of 9. We don't need another one.
Here we go.
Come on, Brain, are you ready now?
Not quite.
Oh, that's great. We'll just keep vamping because we can talk about whatever.
Okay. This song comes from
I'm sorry, we're not done vamping?
Cyanu, I believe. So they say this is my first submission to GoNintendo. I decided to make a new segment into music that would be very fun and we might all learn something from. So welcome to the Obscure Music Challenge Part 1, Windows 3.1. Ta-da! Noise goes here. Here's how it works. The music here is extremely obscure and is a hidden gem, so it's extremely unlikely anyone in the crew will get to know the music, or will know the music. So obscure that even my Nintendo fan friends don't know it. Very similar to how GoNintendo handles music trivia, but instead, Raw Meat must ask for a hint, and I shall have a list of hints for Mom Brain read, and I'll read them.
I don't want no hint.
That's a really long username.
Without further ado,
I don't need no hints. I got this right off the bat. Okay. Boom. Low G Man. All right. It is Super Nintendo.
Yes.
Halfway there.
From here on out, you have to ask for a hint.
Can I have a hint, please?
It is made in-house by Nintendo staff, meaning it's first party.
Can I have a hint, please?
It's the only extension of the SNES made by Nintendo.
The only extension? So is this something on the Satellaview? It's the Satellaview menu.
Satellaview is, yes, you're right. It's on Satellaview.
Well, I can't tell you the names of games on there.
Lots of hints.
I don't read a Zelda.
There are lots of hints still.
Give me a hint.
In Super Mario Odyssey, Mario actually has a costume from the advertisements for this game.
Picross. I don't know.
No.
Oh, crap. Trying to think of his different costumes. Safari.
No.
What else is he wearing it? Bones, skeleton, outer space, a dress.
Would you like another hint?
Yes.
Hiroshi Yamauchi, the president of Nintendo Japan, during 1995, shook hands with Microsoft's Bill Gates about online video games.
Minesweeper. Halo. Go ahead, give me a hint.
Nintendo partnered up with a satellite radio station in Japan to distribute data-like digital magazines, talk shows, in-game items, and most popular games that linked up to audio from the radio station that had CD level of quality.
I don't know what this is.
The sequel to Link to the Past is one of the station's most well-known broadcasts.
Didn't I say Zelda already?
It's not Zelda.
Okay, I don't know.
Well, do you want the rest of the hints?
Sure.
Okay. A very serious archiving community is trying their best. Sorry, went on to a new one. To recover as much as this content as possible from memory packs.
Kirby. Yeah, I don't know.
The hub area of this game looks like it was influenced by Earthbound, but in fact, absolutely nothing to do with Earthbound developers, as this was made by a different team of people.
I don't know.
Last hint. BS Zelda is a recreation of the original Legend of Zelda on NES that was one of the broadcasts in this service.
Go on.
It is BSX.
That's it.
I mean, that's what I'm getting.
You know, I got the Satellaview.
Yes, you did. You did great. With a hint.
Have a point.
Did you get all the... Did you get everything right? I wasn't keeping score.
No, we didn't get everything right.
Okay.
Yes, as Joe's cool in the chat says, BMX Triple X.
Perfect.
That is a game that did not stand the test of time. Anastasia Beaverhesen says we got a 6 out of 9 officially. There you go.
Perfect. 6 out of 9. Great job.
All right, everybody. That's it. Thanks for watching. Let me try this. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. Smash that like button.
I got that in there. Goodbye, GWX. Yes, Steel Diver. It is the after show. We're here. We got whatever you want.
Quick question.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing tonight?
Either watching a pay-per-view or playing something with people. Why? What are you doing tonight?
He's doing the improv thing that I told you about.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to be watching Colin Mockery and Brad Sherwood do improv.
What did they see you?
Nope. No,
did
it's
they hear you?
No, so when I watched the Maria Bamford thing, it was like a special. It was through Zoom, but through a different account or something. So everybody can watch, but they don't. You don't get inundated with Zoom accounts. They have control, and it's just their screen.
Yeah,
so I'm assuming that's how they're doing this one.
Yeah, tonight is NXT TakeOver 30, which I'm excited about. But it is also Lube's night off, so I was thinking maybe I would play something with him.
And when you sign up and pay for a ticket, you have the option to upload photos of you and your family or your friends, and then they could take that and do an improv about it or incorporate it somehow.
Sounds perverted. How much is it?
I think it was $35 or $37.
When is it?
Tonight.
Thank you.
I believe.
I think it's 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Do you know how long it is?
No, what am I? The event promoter?
Well,
it's probably the same length as like a theater show. It's like 2 hours or something.
oh my goodness. I don't know. Like sitting and just.
Wait, hold on. You need to know the length of something before you decide whether or not you're going to do it.
No.
Who do you think you are?
No. That's not it. I was thinking of when NXT Takeover comes on.
What time does it come on?
7.
We're proud of you.
Joe is cool says RMC wrestling picks this weekend. Cody or Brody Lee? That's a tough one. I would like to see Brody Lee win it. And come on, Brody Lee's got all those people with him. I might give it to Brody Lee. Karrion Kross or Keith Lee? Well,
Keith Lee.
I can tell you I want Keith Lee to retain, but I'm very worried because of Karrion Kross.
This is a Keith Lee household.
I will also say that Karrion Kross has, in my opinion, the best intro in pro wrestling right now. That is a fantastic intro. I am so sad that we don't get to see that with the crowd's reaction because it is so theatrical and so over the top. It is perfect wrestling intro, in my opinion. Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. Unfortunately, I think Randy's going to win. I think Drew McIntyre is the best champion they have had in years.
Yes.
He's fantastic on the mic. He sells really great in the ring. He has a great moveset. I really, really love Drew McIntyre.
And he's a huge dude.
And I feel so sad that he's the champion right now while all this stuff is so weird because he's not getting a fair shake of it. Not by anyone's fault, just there's no audiences there.
It's someone's fault.
It makes me really sad because I think he is phenomenal. Him as a strong face champion, fantastic. Like he's got an edge to him that Cena doesn't have. He's a little more biting in his on the mic skills. I love him. Like Drew McIntyre, my opinion of him has gone sky high. I think he's fantastic. But yeah, unfortunately, I think Randy's going to win.
Is he still faking that accent?
Yes, he is. I don't think. I think Randy's gotten a lot better on the mic. I think Randy's been doing a great job storyline wise, and I don't dislike Randy Orton. I just, I would love to see Drew retain, but who realistically is going to take the title away from Drew without Brock around? It would probably be Randy because Randy will go extra dirty. He'll do something to screw him over. So yeah, that's my wrestling picks. Thanks for asking. All right. That's all we're doing. We're done here.
Okay.
Goodbye. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. Hang out with friends and family virtually or whatever you're doing. Just be safe. And we'll see you next week. Play some games. Did I say that? Hang out with friends and family.
Have a good week.
We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. The cat got up.